Hello, and welcome to another episode of Proactive Parenting. Remember, this is a judgment-free space to learn how to raise value-driven kids in a way that's right for your family, using the most current research out there. I'm your host, Dr. Deanna Marie Mason. I'm a certified pediatric nurse practitioner, published author, and a professional who has devoted my career to studying and using child development to help parents manage childhood issues. So grab a cup of coffee or tea and settle in to learn something new about your child, because when we know better, we do better. Okay, so today's topic, spanking, may be a sensitive one for you based on your beliefs and ideas about parenting. Believe me, you're not alone. Whether you're on the side of spanking or not, about 20% of parents admit to using physical punishment such as spanking or swatting as part of disciplining their children. Let me clarify, this is the percentage of parents who admit to doing it. From what I see in my practice, it may be more common than the statistics let on. However, among those that admit to spanking, interestingly, most also report not feeling very good about doing it. So why would the parenting world be so divided on this issue? It's probably because nearly all parents report that parenting is their greatest joy, and simultaneously, nearly 3/4 also describe parenting as their greatest challenge. So almost all parents find joy in the task of being a parent, but nearly 75% also say that it's a big job that is hard to do. It only makes sense that parents who are frustrated or feeling challenged would consider using spanking as a way of managing their children. It may have been used by their own parents, and they're simply repeating what was done in their family when they were small. However common it may be, all international pediatric groups provide clear recommendations about avoiding physical punishment in child discipline. Yet, for some parents, spanking and swatting remain a common discipline practice. The good news is most parents believe it's possible to learn to be a better parent and use different parenting approaches. And nearly all of those parents want to learn to be a better parent. Very good news indeed. We also know from the research that many parents base their current parenting practices on their own experiences when they were a child, both positively and negatively. So it seems to be that at least 20% of the current parents, they're using the parenting tools their own parents used. Therefore, it's not too difficult to understand why parents revert back to behaviors they experienced themselves when choosing how to discipline their own children. If there were high levels of stress or big challenges to overcome, parents may feel overwhelmed with emotion and act instinctively rather than looking at the situation objectively. It's in these moments when physical disciplines such as spanking and swatting are most likely to occur. One of the big reasons parents become overwhelmed or unsure of how to react to their child's behavior is that many parents do not understand how their child develops. Many parents believe, or better said, underestimate the long-term effects that physical punishment can have on their child, or may overestimate a child's ability of self-control. In either case, the trauma from physical discipline may have effects much longer and later than parents perceive or believe. The truth is, many parents see discipline as a way to stop bad behaviors, nurture their children, teach good behaviors, and protect their children. However, many parents struggle to find the right balance of disciplined behaviors that are suited to each situation. Therefore, it's understandable that many parents report that finding the best ways to discipline their child is a big parenting challenge. Lots of parents try non-physical discipline methods such as timeouts, distraction, and setting limits. Yet some parents still employ physical discipline methods such as spanking, swatting, or hitting with an object, even when they aren't sure that these methods work to change their child's behavior. And most report feeling bad about hitting their child. So what is the main reason that parents give when asked why they use physical discipline? The most common answer given is that they too were given physical discipline as a child. Graciously, this is when the majority of these parents then report that they would like to learn more about effective methods to discipline without physical methods. You might at this point be wondering what other non-physical discipline strategies even exist and if they're effective. Well, the good news is that there are many other options, and all the ones I'm going to list are proven to be effective if employed correctly and used consistently. A few of the most common are explaining expectations and consequences to children so they connect their actions with the outcome. Another one is timeouts for short time so either the child or mom and dad can take a few breaths and collect themselves. Get some of the emotion out of the situation. Another good one for small children is distraction, and it's super useful to move them away from a dangerous setting or situation. Another option is being a good role model, so our children try to emulate us doing the right thing. You can also use verbal warnings that explain why the activity is not okay and what will happen if the child continues to behave in that manner. Setting limits and being consistent with them so our kiddos learn not to test us each and every day is probably the best way to avoid having constant conflict. And negative reinforcement, which is also known as taking something away as a consequence, so our child learns that there are consequences to bad behavior. Obviously, we can dig into each of these strategies at length, and perhaps that will drive some new podcasts. That's a note to me. But for now, I will just leave that list there to plant a seed to see where it finds fertile ground. Knowing that there are other options to physical discipline can help your family begin to evaluate your discipline styles and reflect on the reason those methods were chosen. Once you know why you do something, it's easier to seek information about other non-physical discipline options that can be employed to identify new strategies that more closely align with your desires and better fit the needs of your child. Proactive parenting strategies support healthy child development. Effective discipline techniques are an important parenting decision that should be reviewed and evaluated at each developmental age and stage of the child. By doing so, you'll be responsive, sensitive, and effective in conveying discipline to your child while avoiding any negative effects. Today's topic can be sensitive to some parents, and limits and discipline are big topics that concern most parents. We'll visit more information on these topics in the future, but for now I'll wrap things up here. As always, I welcome your comments or questions about this episode. Please don't hesitate to connect with me at deanna@proactiveparenting.com. And if you want to find out more about who I am and what I do, please take a look at my webpage, proactiveparenting.com. You can go to Facebook and Instagram to connect with other parents like you. Find me by searching for my name, Deanna Marie Mason. Finally, if you'd like to purchase any of my books, online courses, or audio courses, you can find all those resources on my webpage. Again, that's proactiveparenting.com. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you found this episode useful and interesting. If you did, please leave a comment and tell a friend so they can become a proactive parent too. Well, that's all from me for right now. This is Dr. Deanna Marie Mason signing off. I look forward to connecting with you again, but until then, take care and be well. Bye.